Welcome to month 6 of my Isotretinoin Diaries. So I am taking Isotretinoin 10 milligrams daily for 1 year to treat persistent cystic adult acne. So I've just started my, I'm a little bit into my sixth month of treatment. It is day 158. So I've got some updates. It's been sort of no news is good news up until a couple of days ago. I'll just touch on something that was happening last month. I had the flu and I was so sick, like I was just bedridden for days. And my skin really dried out. And because this medication dries your skin out anyway, you have to, exfoliate away the dead skin. And I wasn't doing that. I wasn't moisturizing. I wasn't exfoliating. There were even days when I didn't wash my face because I couldn't get out of bed. And I was dealing with like the peeling skin, essentially getting like the dead skin off my face, and even off my body. It took a while to get there. My skin is back to normal in terms of like my exfoliating and skin shedding routine. So that's good, but it did take me quite a while to sort it out, over a week. But I'm back on track there. But you might be able to tell that I'm having little breakouts all over my face. So I've got them here, one under the nose, one here on the side. This guy's still here, but he is fading and getting softer. I've got a whole cluster here, one here. There's another one up here. I don't know what the fuck caused them. I think it might be something in my project pan that I was sort of getting, like, I started using it more regularly. That is the only thing that I can think of that's like been introduced that could have caused these issues. I have been using some Good Molecules skincare that came in PR, but everything was fine. Like, I wasn't having any issues with them. It's the priming moisturizer that I've got in my project pan that I think is fucking my skin up. So I'm gonna get rid of it because I don't care for it all that much, and I'm just going back to like my normal skincare routine. I've even like stopped using the Good Molecules and I've gone back to my basic routine before the Good Molecules products, just so I can just start from scratch essentially. But they're really annoying and they're not difficult to cover. It makes me look like I have a pimple mustache, which is so great. Like, I can't even tell you how fucking glad I am to have that on my face. But what these are making me realize, or like when I started getting the breakouts, it sort of brings up that traumatic feeling of having cystic acne that just won't go away. And whenever I have breakouts now, I sort of go back into that trauma mindset, and I realized just how bad it was affecting me. Like, it wasn't something that I could fix myself, so I found it very frustrating. Also, it's very embarrassing to have it. It's painful, and, like, if you've ever had acne, you'll understand how it feels. And even if you've had pimples, you can probably understand it to some degree, like how frustrating it can be and how it can just sort of make you really down about yourself. So yeah, that's kind of what this is doing. And this isn't even bad. Like, I went out the other day without makeup on, and this was like, show it to the whole world. It doesn't bother me all that much, but it does. And it sort of brings up like these bad memories. So yeah, I'm not, like, I'm okay, I'm good, but I'm not really pleased with the state of my skin at the moment. So I'm hoping this will clear up soon and I can get back on track. You'll probably be able to hear that. That's jackhammering. We're having our bathroom and toilet renovated, so it is what it is. But yeah, I'm hoping to have my skin back on track soon so I can go back to feeling normal about my skin, because it is stressing me out a bit because it's like so many, and like I've got a cluster here, and it's kind of a weirdish area for me to break out, like just here. So I don't know. Anyway, I'll check in soon. Hopefully my skin will be a lot clearer. Day 163. So, update on the skin. This side where I think I was having the majority of the like little cluster breakouts on this side. It's almost completely healed up. I've still got redness. This is like one of the most annoying things I've noticed with this medication. And look, there's a lot of small annoying things, and this isn't massive, but I notice when I get small spots, the redness stays for a long time. Like these healed a couple of days ago, most of them, and I'm still like, I can see the redness sort of left behind from the spots. But the spots seem to have migrated over this side. So now I just have like a little cluster of tiny little spots. They have healed up where they were on other areas of my face, which is great. But yeah, I don't really know what's causing it. So I cut out a skincare product that I thought was causing it. And there is one other that might be causing it. But it's really hard to tell, and I feel like it's weird if it is that product. So I'm actually going to continue on with that product, because if it gets worse or doesn't heal, or like stops healing, then, you know, probably is that product. But I'm thinking this is something that just kind of needs to run its course. Since this side healed up and then this side flared up, I'm like, maybe this is just one of those weird things that my skin just needs to purge, get it out, and then we'll be back to normal. I don't know. It's very hard to guess what the fuck is going on with my skin. It won't actually talk to me. It just like gives me these signs, and I'm like, what does that mean? So there we go. But otherwise, skin is looking pretty good. This is just a mess. Day 180. So this marks 6 months on Isotretinoin, and I've got 6 more months to go. I haven't really been checking in much lately because there's been a lot going on. For starters, coronavirus, that's a thing, which is quite shocking and very polarizing compared to anything else that I've lived through in my life. Also, I had a wisdom tooth out, which it was my last one. I had 3 of my other ones removed years and years and years ago, and the dentist recommended that I had this one removed, but it required some like removing of bone and stuff to get the tooth out, and recovery for that was a lot longer than I thought it would be. So I've just kind of been laying low, doing what I've got to do, and not bothering checking in with the skin because not a lot has been happening. I did have these little breakouts here, so they started on this side, moved over to this side. They've cleared up, but I've got, you can see like redness and stuff. I've got redness on my nose. I don't know where that's come from. It looks like, it feels like there's some little under the skin bumps, so maybe they will come up in spots, but you know, whatevs. And this guy, this was just came out of nowhere. It was there 1 minute, or not there 1 minute, and then suddenly it was there, and I'm like, what the fuck? But that's going down and healing. And finally, I've still got this guy. So in the last month's video, I asked people if they wanted to suggest names for it. Alicia left me a comment in the previous month's video saying you should name it since it's been around for such a long time, and I was like, yeah, that's actually a really good idea. Healing is coming across nicely. I can tell you, like, I've had it since November and I can still feel what I believe would be scar tissue under there, and I still have the discoloration from it. So it's taken a long time to heal. So I was going through the comments of last month's video to see what people had suggested, and there were a lot of really cool names, and I actually don't even know how to choose one. I kind of have an idea of which one I think I want to go with, because it hits a little like spot in my heart. So I'm going to read out some of these name suggestions because a lot of them made me laugh. Some were just really funny. Donald was a very, very popular one. Suggested quite a few times and thumbs up across the board. And I thought that was pretty funny. But I definitely don't want to reference this as Donald. Like, I don't... Nah. Tempos was a cool one. It's Latin for temporary. And I really like that because eventually this will go. It's just a long-term temporary thing. Then we had Fred from like Drop Dead Fred. Love that movie. So good. I am going to put that on the list of things to watch while we are social distancing due to coronavirus. Barnaby for Barnaby Joyce. That's an Aussie thing. If you're Aussie, you'll get it. Otherwise, you can Google it. Pauline. This is another one that like I get it, but I wouldn't call it Pauline. Neither would I call it Barnaby. And it's in reference to Pauline Hanson. Again, if you are an Aussie, you'll get it. If you're not, Google it. Then we have Constance for Constantly There, which I thought was pretty cute. Susan Boyle. Now, the way they spelt it was like Susan Boil, like a boil that you would, like a medical boil, rather than Susan Boyle, the singer, which I thought was hilarious. Roach, because he won't die. Felicia, so people can finally say bye Felicia and have it actually be relevant. Then we had TG, and that's because I call it this guy, so always shorten it, this guy. I've got this guy over here. Next up was Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. And when I found the original suggestion for this name, because there were a lot of other comments where people were like, yeah, I vote for Gaston. That's like the best one. And then I came across the original comment suggesting it, and I understood why people were so supportive of this suggestion. There was a little chat thread underneath it, and I'll just pop it up on the screen so you can have a look. I thought it was hilarious. And I was, at the time, I was like, my face was swollen. I was on pain medication. And that really cheered me up. I enjoyed that very much. Next up, we had Halley's Comet, which I was actually named after because it came through the year, or past Earth, in the year that I was born. And my parents just chose a different spelling to make it not so obvious and cringy. And then we had White Walker, which I loved. V for Vendetta, and its line, remember the 5th of November, because this bastard thing popped up in November. Was it the 5th? I don't know. It was probably around then though. Then we had Loki, which I loved because Loki is known as the mischief maker. Then we had Stan, followed by Your Biggest Fan, which I loved. I thought that was hilarious. And Alicia came along. She was the one, I think I mentioned this, she was the one who suggested that we name the spot, and she suggested Liam because it means determined. But I'm going with Gaston because that shit made me laugh. It made my face hurt, but it made me laugh. There was also a really funny comment from Libby on last month's video. She said, I can't even get a guy to stay around as long as that acne spot. Same, sis. Same. So that's it for my 6-month update. I'll be back next month with another update. Hopefully with Gaston even more faded and these weird red patches gone because they're annoying. Easy to cover, but still annoying. Take care of yourselves, guys. World's a little bit crazy out there. Please social distance and wash your hands. Wash your damn hands. And yeah, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.